Good morning, Wildcats. This is your principal, Joe Williams, and I was just stopping by, helping fill in some of the gaps about the things that we maybe do or improve upon throughout the course of the school year. I'll highlight a few things through this and maybe kind of set some direction towards the end. So first and foremost, I think it's been a whole lot of discussion through the course of our state, but also our school, what the policy on cell phones is. And through the course of any school day, our Marion Unit 2 policy is that phones are put away throughout the course of every single school day. It's actually written that your phone should be in your bag and your bag should be in your locker. I know not everybody adheres to that on a day in and day out basis, but the expectation will always be that your phone is put up throughout the course of any school day. And I've got to insist, and our teachers know, and you guys all know, that the benefits of that are very evident in improved grades, improved attendance, improved or a lot less distractions throughout the course of every day. So I've got to insist as your principal that one, everybody adhere to that, but also our teachers be very vigilant in ensuring that we're documenting if folks are struggling with that. So let's make sure we're keeping those put away so that we can achieve as much as we possibly can. Through the first part of this school year, we've done pretty well in terms of hats and hoods. There's not a lot of bonnets or do-rags or hats or hoods that are coming through the front doors, and I'm very appreciative of that. Let's make sure that that continues to be the case, whether we're tired or it's cold or whatever it may be through the course of the school year. That doesn't ever change, that in the hallways we make sure, or in our classes, our hats and hoods and bonnets and so forth are always off of our heads inside of our building. One issue that's come up through the course of the last few years is to do with what takes place in restrooms. It sounds like maybe things other than using the restroom is happening in restrooms. I know that may be news to some, but something we're going to ensure takes place through the course of this year and going forward is there's one person in each stall. There is absolutely zero reason for any person to be in the same stall in a bathroom with another person. So please make sure that you're adhering to that. And if for some reason you are in a stall with another person, we're probably going to document those things and we'll start talking about consequences and so forth as we make our way through the school year. But I don't think that's a unreasonable expectation for one person to be in a bathroom stall at any given time. Another issue that has continually kind of surfaced is making sure that we are adhering to professional dress throughout the course of any school day. Specifically, midriffs and ensuring that the length of our shorts or our pants or whatever it may be are covering all the things that need to be covered throughout the course of any school day. Not asking for anyone to go buy a new wardrobe, but understand that the expectation is that your body will be covered and that you are dressing somewhat professionally through the course of any school day, just like you would do to go to a job anywhere once you're post-high school, or even a lot of you guys that do have jobs in high school knows that there's an expectation with any occupation that you ever find yourself in, there will be a dress code in place. And ours is to say you should be covered up, and it should be professional dress throughout the course of your time whenever you're here. So from time to time, there may be an assistant principal or myself who asks you to change or put on a different shirt or call mom and dad to get you something else to wear, and that's fine. We don't mind taking that step, but you can do a whole lot of things to ensure that you don't have to put yourself in that situation by just making sure what you're wearing is adhering to that dress code through the course of the day. I think it's important to highlight too that 2 years ago our graduation rate was 72%. This past year we got to 85. All of these things that myself and our assistant principals talk about within this video allow us to continue to grow a graduation rate to 90% or above. When we're able to do that, we know that our kiddos are absolutely achieving as much as possible while they're here. And so your adherence to these seemingly small things allows Marion High School and all the students and teachers in it to be as successful as possible throughout the course of their time, and puts everybody who is a student especially in position to be very successful individuals whenever they make their way through high school and then eventually make their way out into the workforce or college beyond high school. So all of that It's a fair expectation, and I think it's reasonable to say if you come to school, and you make grades, and you stay out of trouble, you'll probably have a pretty successful year this year.
All right, it's Mrs. Oldham. We're going to talk about attendance. It's super important that you're here. All right, I need you physically here every single day so that you can learn more from your teachers, because if you're not, it hurts you academically. Okay, it's super important that we're here. When you do, like, I know people are going to get sick. Okay, you got to have a parent or guardian call you in before 10 o'clock, extension 223. That's it for the attendance secretary. They can leave a message, or if they get a hold of the attendance secretary, Stacy, even better. What you can't do, even if you're 18, you can't call yourself in, and you can't have your friend call yourself in, okay? So you just can't do that. It's gotta be a parent or guardian. Really important for you to understand with unexcused absences, I know Mr. Gadisky will talk about it. Once you get to 5 unexcused absences, you're placed on social suspension. You can't get off that. It resets at the semester. So from August to December, we're on social suspension, and then January to May. So I know there's important dances and activities everybody wants to be part of. You got to come to school, okay? What doesn't count, which would be an unexcused absence, vacations, transportation issues, and again, if no one calls you in, that's going to be an automatic unexcused absence, okay? Now, we do have some days, we have mental health days that are built in. We do have social workers here, so we'll get in touch with them for you. And then, of course, if you're sick, bring a doctor's note in. Super important that we bring a doctor's note in, because if not, that's considered an unexcused absence as well. Now, Chromebook care, that's another thing. You're getting a school-issued Chromebook that's used for an instructional tool. You need this for your academics, and that's it. Understand that we have securely, I know Mrs. Salerno may talk about that, or Mr. Barrington. We can see what you're searching, so we don't really want to, but just know that we need to make sure that we're handling business and not breaking Chromebooks. Now understand that everybody's required to pay the Chromebook insurance that covers a couple of your, normal hiccups. A screen may accidentally break, or a key or breaks and whatnot. If you have issues, we do have the CATS lab that's only first hour this year. You'll go in there and you can get some repairs. But after 2, if we think that, some people have issues with that and can't take care of it, there'll be consequences with that, and you could be considered or be given a charge for that. We've had some that have had broken ones. Our insurance doesn't cover theft or a stolen Chromebook, or if it's completely and utterly destroyed. Understand that you'll be charged, and a Chromebook for a new one is $300. So we don't want to get into that. If we have issues with a Chromebook or it's a repetitive issue, the consequences would be that you can only use your Chromebook at school. So we'll have to set up a plan with your teachers for that. So take care of your stuff, come to school, let's have a great year.
Mr. Barrington here. First thing we're going to talk about this morning is our parking passes. Those that are on the come and go side, which is the west side of the building, you will receive one of these passes. If you're on the east side of the building or near the HEC, you will receive one of these passes. If you have not purchased your parking pass for $10 for the year, please come and see me anytime during the day. Lunchtime, I will also have passes down in the cafeteria. Up next, skip report. I run the skip report every day. This is the easiest way to receive the no pass list notification. One skip, you will have a lunch detention. A second skip, you will have 2 lunch detentions. And on the third, you will go on the no pass list and have to have a hall monitor escort you throughout the building everywhere you go. Next, Chromebook searches. We see and get notifications for all your Chromebook searches. Any Google search you put out, we can see. Consequences will ensue. We will get you a lunch detention, then we will put restrictions on your Chromebook, and lastly, we could make it where your Chromebook stays here at MHS all the time. Now, we do not want that, so search appropriate things. Last, we have a new program here in the building. It's called the Zero Cats program. There will be a quarterly reward for individuals that have 0 tardies, 0 lunch detentions, 0 discipline referrals, or no out of school or ALCs. Those individuals will be rewarded the following week of the quarter. So the first quarter ends right before fall break. In early November, we will give the award and the prize to those that achieve. Second quarter, same thing. After Christmas break, we will reward those individuals who meet the criteria. And again in March, after the third quarter ends. If you need anything else, I'm always around in the hallway or in my office. Come see me, and go Cats.
All right. Good morning, Wildcats. This is Mrs. Salerno. I'm one of your assistant principals. Excited for a new school year. I wanted to go over a couple of things with you guys that are pretty important and you need to be paying attention to. First and foremost, just be accountable and responsible. By that, I mean make sure you're checking your grades every day, your attendance every day, keeping those things in mind, making sure they're accurate, checking in with teachers if you see something that's wrong. And also make sure you check your email daily. A lot of times we'll send out important information through email, and if you're not checking it, you're not going to know. I am in charge of tardies, so be on time. Make sure you get from your classes to your other classes in a speedy amount of time. I'm old. I can make it from one end of the building to the other, so you guys are young. You have no excuses. If you're late to one class 4 different times, your teacher should be writing you a lunch detention. You'll see me after 10 total tardies, and that will earn you a day of ALC, which I do not enjoy giving. And if you make it all the way to 16 tardies total, that will put you in ALC as well as on the social suspension list, which Mr. Godiski is going to cover, if he hasn't already, with you in a little bit. Another thing, make sure you're keeping your backpacks in your lockers. When you get to school in the mornings, drop your bags if they're not clear or mesh in the bag drop, and if you have clear mesh bags that you need to get stuff to your locker, just make sure those stay there throughout the course of the day. If you're assigned a lunch detention, be sure you show up. We do have a microphone in the cafeteria. We can call you up, but if you're choosing to avoid lunch detention, that is just going to result in more consequences, so just get it over with and you'll be good. And last thing I'm going to cover, guys, physical contact is not acceptable in any sort. You will have consequences. So there are consequences if you're fighting, if you are slap boxing, if you're slapping someone, hitting someone, you are going to earn consequences. So keep your hands to yourself. Other than that, guys, that's it for my part. I hope you have a great school year. Excited to have you.
Good morning, Wildcats. Mr. Godiski here, your athletic director and assistant principal. And I just want to take a few moments to talk about some things for the upcoming school year in terms of possibly wearing the blue and gold at some point during this upcoming year. Most importantly, if you're going to be a student athlete at MHS, you must pass 5 classes at all times. Yes, you have a little wiggle room. We want all of our students to pass all of their classes. But if you want to play a sport at Marion High School or participate in any extracurricular opportunities, you must pass 5 classes at all times. We do weekly grade checks every Friday at noon throughout your entire season. And keep in mind, if you play a winter sport, so that's a sport that will start in the 2026 calendar year and end in the 2027 calendar year, second semester, such as basketball, you also have to pass 5 classes at the end of the semester. So come Christmas break, if you've made the basketball team in November and you don't pass 5 classes come Christmas break, you are no longer a Marion Wildcat or a member of that basketball team or that wrestling team or that bowling team, okay? So keep that in mind. Also, let's talk social suspension. Social suspension is a list that if you get on this list, that means you possibly have 16 or more tardies in a semester, or you have 5 unexcused absences or more. If you land on this social suspension list, you also cannot play a sport at MHS during that semester. This also applies to dances. So, you know, the big homecoming dance is coming up on, October 10th, I believe. If you would like to have a great time with your friends on Saturday, October 10th at MHS at the homecoming dance, you do not want to find yourself on the social suspension list. Same thing second semester for big events like prom or even attending ball games. If you're on the social suspension list, you cannot attend ball games. So just keep those things in mind. Also, speaking of ball games, you know, we love our Marion Maniacs. And as you can see here, I got the official Marion Maniac bat in front of me. The Marion Maniacs is our student group. It's our student body. Any high school student at MHS can be in that group. We expect you at ball games. We expect you in the stands cheering on the home team. We would love to see you at soccer games and volleyball games, of course, football and basketball games. But let's try to get out and support all our hardworking student athletes and teams this year and become a Marion Maniac. My expectation for the Marion Maniacs is pretty simple. Let's keep it classy at all times. You can be loud, you can be crazy, you can be vocal, but we're going to be very respectful to our teams that are playing on the field, including our opponents. And, that's non-negotiable with me. So please make sure that you're in the stands, not behind the bleachers at football games, but you're in the stands and you're cheering the Marion Wildcats on to victory. And keep in mind, same thing as last year at football games, we plan to put the Maniacs down in the end zone on the field again, as long as our Maniacs are well behaved. So again, Mr. Gudisky signing off here. I hope you all have a wonderful 2026-2027 school year. Go Cats.